All right, let's look at this interview exercise. The question says, you have been provided with a world database. This database stores information about the nations of the earth. Using the database, answer the following questions. So there are several questions down the line, but let's start with the first one. The first question says, what are the 20 most populated cities? Right, and it wants us to use to include the city name, country, district, and population, and of course in our return values. Right. So how do we solve these questions, using the SQL, right? They have provided us with a database to use. It is called the World Database, right? And how do we query that database? Let's go quickly into our SQL workbench, right? Now, here is the World Database. I have the database existing on my system already, right? So I have it here. Right, but then in the case of people that do not have it, I'm going to I have released this database um, as part of the files that I have, on this system, on this video. You can download it, and once you have downloaded it into your system, you come and import the database into Excel, into MySQL, right? And take these steps to order it into SQL. First, go to the Server tab, scroll down to Data Import, select that, right? Once you have done that, it's going to bring you to this interface. You will see two options: import from disk and import progress. Of course, you're on import from disk. Now you'll see import from dump project folder, and as well import from self-contained file. This is where you're meant to be. Import from self-contained file, right? And as soon as you have done that, come straight to the import from self-contained file. Select the more options that you can see on the right hand side of the screen. It will bring you to your system, right, where you can go search for the file you have downloaded, right? So I'm just going to look for it on my system. I guess it's around somewhere here. Sample data. Can't really recall where I have the file exactly, but let's just look for it. Can it be here? No. Let's still go back a bit. Okay, can it be on sample data? No, it's not. That's why I just left. Oh, this is not going to take our time. Okay, yes, it's on material 2. Yeah, and this is world database. So this is the database that that the question wants us to query. Select it, and then you bring it to be imported, right? And then after you've done that, you can come to let's check if that is actually selected. All right. All right, so you can come to import from self-contained file to see the, all right, then you will see start import here. I'm not going to do this again, right, because I already have the database on my workbench, on my SQL workbench, so I won't click this. So as soon as you get to this level, to this stage, click start import, and of course it's gonna get into your workbench and you can work with it. Now this is how to know that you now have it. You will see that the world, which is the name of the database, will be listed among every other databases that exist here. you just come on your right hand side of the navigator plane. You will see administration and schema. Select the schema and check the databases that are here. If you can't find it yet, just come in here and refresh. This is a refresh button, refresh it, and you'll surely see it. And after you've done that, so I'm gonna leave this view now because I didn't actually download it because I have it before. All right, so I'm here. All right, yeah, this is where I am. All right, so once you have done that, the first thing you do is to make the database active. Once you refresh, it's most likely not going to be in bold text like this. So that means that it's not active. So to make it active, you just double click on it and it will be active. Like every other ones here are not active. To make them active, I'll just double click on them and it will be active. So the very database that you intend to work on must be active before you go ahead to work with them, right? Now that we have the database, right? We can play with the database to see how the table structure looks like, the names of the table that are in it, right? If I drop down this arrow, I'll see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 tables, right, in the database. One of it is the city, right? So I can now go straight to the question. The question says that what is the what are the 20 most populated city? And you can see that it wants me to select the following columns, right? Apart from the city, apart from the tables, we can go there to see the columns in that city table. So I have these columns: the ID, the names, country code, district, and population, right? So to answer the question, then I can go ahead to write my query since I have the database. So my query is going to be select, and the question tells me the columns that I should select. Let's go there again. It says I should select the name of the city, which is name, the country code, the country, district, and population. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what I'm going to do, right? All right, so I'll say select name, country code, but that's how it is written on the database, right? Country code, district. You must ensure that it is spelled the same way it is spelled on the database, right? Name, that's why I didn't put city name. The database does not recognize city name, it recognizes name. And I have code, country code, instead of the ordinary code as against what was asked in the question. Then district, and then also population. From what table name, which of the tables am I selecting all this from? Obviously you can see it's from city table, from city, right? And then the question wants me to bring out the most populated, so the one that has the highest population should be at the top, right? So it means that I'm just going to filter it, I'm just going to sort it, right, to sort it in a particular order, and that's going to be descending order. Descending order means that from highest to lowest. And then the clause that performs the operation of sorting in SQL is called order by. So I'm going to use the clause now, order by population. Order by population. And how am I ordering it? How am I sorting it? Ascending or descending? I'm going to say descending. Descending is written by this DESE. And at the same time, the question wants me to bring out the 20 most populated, right? So I want to scan it. There are so many of them, right? But I want to limit it to only 20. So I'm going to use another clause called limit 20. This is the end of my query. If I run this, it should give me list of 20 employee with the following column listed. To run it, I'm going to press on this button here, the execution button. You should see it right. That's perfect. So this is the simple response to this SQL question. It's an interview question, and I hope this help you uh, among other videos. We'll treat the other questions, but then it will be in the other video. Good to have the class with you.